Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and another episode here on Alma, Missouri. I wanted to start out by just thanking everybody that was in the live stream when we finished up our wheat and oat harvest. And we even got into some spraying. We finished fertilizing our corn, and we even got into a little bit of baling right now, and it does look like Bill is finished up over in the other wheat field. Well, he's not finished, but we'll have to go get him sorted here in a second. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun doing a little bit of a live stream on this series. This is definitely still my favorite ongoing save that I have right now. Just really invested in it, which makes it, I don't know, fun every time I get on, because I'm always looking forward to what's next on this one. So yeah, it was just fun kind of sharing it live with you guys. That was quite enjoyable. So thank you to everybody that was there. I know it wasn't the most convenient time for a lot of you, but that is okay, and I know my streaming schedule doesn't really fit many normal people's schedules. So we are here in the grass field right now, getting some grass cut. Not sure what we're going to be doing with this yet, if we're going to just wet bale it or if we're going to hay it. But the new big grass field is also ready to go, so we need to get that cut as well. But as you see, we're in the 1070. 1070, after all, is more than just an auger tractor. So it's running the mower today. Would like to get eventually a third tractor that can do different jobs, because Bobby is working on the case right now, the MX. It had a lot of damages. We are still using the realistic damage mod, so I think we've got it figured out a little bit. And yeah, so that's going to take all day. We started right in the morning, and we're going to get everything fixed today. It should be done by like 7:30 or something this evening. So Bobby's out of commission because he is in the workshop for the whole day. So we got Bill stepping in, and he's doing some baling. We really did get a lot more done than I expected us to on the live stream. So I don't know how long this video is actually going to end up being due to that fact. But we'll get through a lot probably in this episode, and it should bring us all the way up until like fall harvest season. So this video will be the precursor to our year 4 harvest. So that's exciting. You know, I probably could have just, swung the mower back and forth, but I'm just kind of really feeling like just keeping it on one side, and we're gonna go kind of swing it back and forth. You know what I mean? Yeah, you'll see. We're not swinging it back and forth. We're gonna keep it out here. It's one of those, I have my mouse sensitivity so low to where it takes so much effort, so many swipes of the mouse to swing the mower. So sometimes it's just easier to do it this way. Make one cut down the middle, do kind of a lands type mowing pattern instead of swinging it back and forth. This tractor certainly isn't the ideal tractor to be running on this mower, because as you can see, it just struggles going up the smallest of inclines, especially when we're mowing. So it does struggle, but it gets the job done, which is nice, because I didn't want to wait until July 3 after we got all the baling done, which I'm not convinced that we're actually going to have all the baling done by July 3. So instead of just waiting around for the 8110 to open up and be usable, we hooked the old disc vine up to the 1070 and away we went. So she's getting her done. She's doing what she needs to do. I'm not sure that we'll mow this other grass field with this yet. I do think that probably July 3 evening time we should be able to get in there with the 8110 on this and do some mowing. Like I said, it would be nice to have another cabbed tractor, similar horsepower, maybe not, probably don't need nearly as much horsepower as the MX or the 8110, but I'm thinking maybe something with a loader on it that we can do a little bit more heavy loader work with, because we know that the Massey's a great chore tractor, but we know it does kind of struggle lifting like the big heavy bales, which I am thinking that we're going to go back to 150s for grass bales and hay bales and stuff, just so it makes it easier on the 8110 to move around, because it is a bit tipsy, more tipsy than you'd want it to be. It does it with the back weight, but yeah, it's definitely not ideal. But with that being said, if we could get ourselves a nice heavy duty, like a little bit heavier tractor to pretty much just run the mower and do some loader work with, that would be really nice. Maybe pull a wagon here or there. I'm not looking to spend a ton on that kind of tractor. It's probably be an older tractor, you know, like a late 80s, early 90s tractor, I think is what we're thinking with that. But we'll just keep an eye out. Thinking more like maybe like a 90s or a 7610, or like maybe a 7100 Magnum if we wanted to go the red route. That Genesis tractor wouldn't be terrible. The New Holland Ford Genesis definitely would not be a terrible option. Something like that. 140 to 160 horsepower. It's really all we need. And a nice loader on it. Just gotta get this outside strip. We'll be all done mowing this field, and then I think we're just gonna call it an evening, at least for our jobs. I go check on Bill, see how he's doing. Maybe we'll even take over for Bill. But I'm not gonna lie, I just didn't really want to do any mowing. Or I mean, not mowing, baling. So we just had Bill do it, because he was around and he was looking to do some work. So I said, yeah, hop in the baler, Bill, and we'll do some mowing. So alrighty, so we sent Bill home and we took over. We've been at this for a little bit now. We just got the headland rows done, and now we're doing the long up downs. We're gonna have loads of straw bales to sell. I'm gonna have to think about putting down maybe another auto load tarp to store these bales in. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I don't feel like they really cause too much FPS problems, but it is kind of nice having them like stored in a thing, you know. So eventually we need to get a bale shed or two to get a roof over these bales, especially if we're going to be selling them in January when they're high. We will eventually do that, I promise you, and I think it's going to be sooner than you guys think. I'm going to avoid baling this straw that's sitting in the water here, because that's not going to bale up very well. We'll just till it in, I guess, this fall, or even this summer, if we really wanted to be ambitious, which, you know, we might be, actually. Might bust out the old 87 and do some digging in the field, but we'll see. Maybe that'll even be part of this episode. Heck, kind of forgot about tillage. Which is a shame, coming from a guy that does pretty much only tillage, IRL. Truck driving and tillage, so can't believe I forgot about tillage. But usually we save that until the fall. I'm not even sure that this is really going to need to be chisel plowed. I don't think it's gonna, because this is gonna be into corn, right? Because wheat goes into corn. So yeah, I think we're probably gonna need, I don't know, maybe we'll do some direct drilling. Heck, maybe we'll experiment with a little bit of direct planting, no tilling this year. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas. We'll figure it out. At some point, I'll get my wits about me and actually figure out what we're doing moving into the next year. So, other than my big project, which I'm excited about, it'll be good. It's gonna be a good big change for the farm. That's much needed. I think that's the thing that I love most about this. I feel like we're really we're able to keep it fresh by changing things every year. Like this year, I feel like we did a lot of field merging and things like that, which keeps it kind of fresh for me. I feel like we're constantly changing equipment changing or upgrading or whatever, which keeps it fresh as well. So then we have our old faithfuls like this tractor, the 8110, that we'll never get rid of. Yeah, we're gonna keep spitting out these bales. We'll probably finish this job up this evening, and then we'll hook up the mower to this in the morning, and then we'll probably just catch you guys back at some point when we're mowing in the morning. Hopefully Bobby is going to be finished with maintenance by then. Not that we really need the MX to do anything at the moment, but we might need to spread some lime, which that could do. So just the more I talk, the more I keep thinking about jobs that we actually might end up having to do. So this episode might end up being a little bit longer than I thought originally, which I feel like is always the case with this time of the year. I always feel like it's going to be slow between, you know, your grain harvest and your fall harvest. And then we always find stuff to do, all sorts of stuff to do. So we'll catch you guys in July 3. Alrighty, good morning everybody. July 3. We just gotta get some feed out to these cows quick. We got the 8110 warming up with the mower hooked up to it. So small cattle pasture needs a wet bale, and the medium cattle pasture, or one of these guys needed hay, I thought. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they both just need the old wet bales. So small one, and the large one I think is also the one that needs it. Again, apologies for forking my bales like this, you know. Not exactly how you'd want to do it, but it is what it is. I think it's better to have them in a storage where it's not bogging down my FPS than have a bunch of bales out, because we have 65 straw bales as well sitting in the field right now that we finished up. So that's quite a bit of bales as well. So I don't really know why we're storing straw bales right now. I mean, we hardly use them. We use them a little bit in the enclosed shed, but alright, So that was a small cattle pasture, moisture. I feel like that didn't raise them up very much. They'll be fine for today, though. We got to get another one out. Bring it to the other pasture. There we go. It's a little morning feeding. I don't really show this very often, so it's good to show it every now and then. Especially on the videos where we're like not doing a ton. I do love this tractor. It is one heck of a Chorin tractor. It's very nice. Except again, these bales are quite heavy. Makes me feel like we should probably go with the 150s until we have a little bit bigger of a tractor that can maybe handle these 180s. I mean, the weight is fine, it helps it a bit, but it's still pretty uneasy. There we go. Here comes the calf, ready to munch on some good old grass. We're going hard at it right now. Been going at it for a few hours now. Mowing. Bobby's in the other field that we just cut on the 1070, and he is raking that field. We are going to wet bale that one, but we're going to turn this one into hay. So that means that we're going to sell almost all of it. We're going to be cash cropping the hay this time around, because I just don't see us that needing it right now. The addition of this field has really increased the amount of bales that we have, and I mean, usually we're like needing more feed, like by the time that next cutting comes around, but we're pretty stocked up. We have 22 wet bales right now. If we wet bale that small field, I think that usually produces like, I want to say, trying to think about how much the bale wagon loads. I think it's 8. 11, 14 maybe? I think it's 14 bales. So I think that field usually makes 17 to 18 to 19 bales. I think depending on what cutting it is, how much fertilizer we have on it and stuff, which we don't usually fertilize our grass fields very much at all. So it's probably going to be on the lower end this time around as well. We really should start fertilizing our grass fields, but that small field we're going to be chisel plowing in, because it is going to be about year 5 that we've been running it. So it is time to, I think it's time to re-drill some grass, and we actually might end up turning one of our other fields into a grass field and turning that field into doing some sort of actual crop in it. So I really wouldn't mind combining that field with the alfalfa field, quote unquote alfalfa field. That's the one we call it. This one, I wouldn't mind combining these two, knocking down this tree line this year and combining those. Honestly, it would be kind of cool to knock this tree line down too, and combine all 3. I think that's what Pleasant View did, actually. I think he combined all 3 of these, but don't quote me on that. But I think he did something like that. I think he at least joined those 2, which I think is a good idea. That tree line in the middle of them is just kind of annoying. So, which means if we combine those, that field is in beans right now, so that means it's going to be going into corn. So that means we're going to be putting corn in this field if we chisel plow this in. If I'm correct, yeah, beans into corn, corn into wheat. Yes, that is the rotation, so yeah, I think that's one of the plans, but yeah, for sure we'll be cash cropping some hay here this time around, make us a little extra money. It's not going to be anything crazy, because we're just going to sell them right off the field. Sell some fresh hay right off the field, because we just don't have the storage for it. I think down the line, if we have some more storage, we might start storing some hay and then selling it, but I also think that we're probably going to sell our straw right off the field as well. Just because I don't know. I feel like letting straw sit outside and then for months, especially through the snow of the winter, and then trying to sell it, it doesn't sit right with me. So if we had some if we could store it under a roof, I would have no problem with that. But it's sitting outside, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad straw, bad hay. So we're just not gonna do that. We're gonna sell it off the field. So that's probably the next job after we get done mowing today, is we are going to be going and loading some straw and selling that for some extra money. Again, it's not going to be anything crazy, but it's something. And like I said just a few minutes ago, we don't use a ton of straw, so we are essentially, really, we probably wouldn't even need to bale it, but it is extra money, and every dollar counts in this challenge, so we might as well. It's not like we don't have time. We definitely have some time. We got 2 months on our hands pretty much until we get into harvest, so we have plenty of time on our hands right now to do that kind of stuff. So if you guys didn't know, the way I pivot my mower is, instead of using the mouse control like I am right now, because you see how it's kind of like janky how I do that because my DPS is so low, I just use M and K. That is on my keyboard, and that rotates it nice. Since I have a wheel, I can just use my other hand to rotate it nice and smoothly. Let me go up and down. This is how you really usually mow a field if you have a swivel mower like this. You go up and down, and you turn the mower every time you get down and pass. So instead of the way we were doing it with the 1070 yesterday in July 2, just hit K, swivels it right, and we're back to it. I'm not entirely sure if, I feel like Pleasant would know, is when you do swivel, if you want to pivot towards it, or if that's even an option. I don't know. But yeah, that's how I do it, so not sure if it's 100% correct. I think it is. I mean, I watched Kip Sigler. Kip Sigler had a good video. I think I mentioned this one time before when we were mowing. He has a good video on how they run a mower. They have 2 of these mowers like that, and he was kind of going over how he does it. So this way we push M, swing it out, turn around, drop her down. It's much more it's much better mowing in the 8110 than the 1070. It doesn't struggle like the 1070 does. It's just a nice smooth ride. It's doing the job. So yeah, we'll finish this up, and then we'll start loading some straw. I'm not sure if I'll show the straw loading. I'm sure I'll probably show the end of it maybe when we sell our last straw bale, but yeah, we'll finish up with this off camera, and then we'll get into something. I think we might honestly do some cultivating. We'll figure something to do, so we'll catch you guys in a bit. It actually might be a day or 2 in game before we actually see you guys again, so we'll catch you then. Alrighty, so we are hauling our 3rd load of wheat straw. We have hauled all of the wheat straw after this, and then we just have the oat straw to go in the back field. So we had 3 full loads of 14 bales which is good. And each load is about $1,000, which is, or not $10,000, which is pretty great. I'll take that any day of the week for straw. And then, yeah, it's like nine and a half thousand plus your like environmental score or whatever. We're just gonna do this the janky way. Just swing around here. B, Y, and away it goes. There we go. See, it's almost 10,000. So good money, great money, honestly. I think we are going to keep the oat straw for future endeavors. Don't want to spill the beans, but we are going to keep the oat straw. Might not be great straw by the time that we do need it, but it's something. So we're going to keep some of it. I'm not sure if I'm just going to set them somewhere on the farm or if I'm going to buy another one of those like auto load tarps for now or what. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's going to be it for the episode. I know it's not a super long one, but about 30 minutes or so, I think. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you are still here, hit the like button. If you enjoyed what you watched, hit the subscribe button. Always greatly appreciated. Thank you to all the YouTube channel members and everybody that supports in other different ways. Everything is always appreciated. So I'm just ecstatic that you guys even watch my videos. So that makes it all worth it that you guys just watch. So we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. See you later.